There is one thing quietly destroying your hormones, fertility, and mental health, and it's probably something you've never even considered. Hey, I'm Evelyn, a holistic wellness coach specializing in women's hormone health and fertility. But here we go beyond that. From balancing hormones to mastering your emotions and embracing feminine energy, this is your space for all things holistic wellness, empowerment, and transformation. Get ready to reclaim your confidence, elevate your energy, and step into your most magnetic self. If that speaks to you, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and welcome to the channel. Us women have been so deeply conditioned to operate like men, to behave like men, to be like men in order to be successful. And this has completely disconnected us from our bodies. Because the truth is, we are not designed or equipped to operate in this way long term. That is completely out of our nature. Yet we push and force our bodies to operate in this way. Waking up at 5 a.m., killing ourselves at the gym every day, always hustling, always grinding, skipping meals because who has time to eat? And what is food anyway when you can get by on a few cups of coffee just to get through the day? And when the caffeine wears off, let's just turn to prescription drugs like Adderall for a synthetic boost to keep up with the hustle and the grind and the relentless demands of the world. Then we're taught to believe that our menstrual cycle is a burden. It's a nuisance, so let's make it completely go away. Let's flood our body with synthetic hormones via hormonal contraception that has, by the way, been classified as a group 1 carcinogen and linked to a laundry list of symptoms such as anxiety and depression, and just suppress our natural hormone production, turn off the most powerful phase of our menstrual cycle, ovulation, and make our period completely disappear. Because who needs a period? It's just interfering with our productivity anyway, and we can't have that. And let's just throw some antidepressants into the mix to treat what the birth control caused and disconnect us from our bodies even more. And we wonder why so many women are struggling today. Modern society often pushes this idea that men and women are equal, but it tends to interpret that as men and women being the same. And that's the problem. Men and women are equally valuable, but we are not identical. Biologically, hormonally, emotionally, energetically, we are very different. Men operate on a 24-hour testosterone cycle, which means their energy, mood, and focus resets each day. In the morning, testosterone is at its highest, so they wake up feeling energized, motivated, and ready to tackle the day. By midday, their cortisol and testosterone remain elevated, keeping their energy and their drive steady. And as the day goes on, testosterone and energy levels naturally drop, signaling their bodies to wind down. By the time they sleep, their testosterone levels restore and their energy resets for the next day. Then they wake up ready to perform at the same level once again. A man's cycle is stable, it's predictable, it repeats daily, meaning they're able to operate in the same exact way every single day and feel absolutely fine. But women, we operate very differently. We function on a 28-day menstrual cycle, meaning our energy, mood, and needs shift throughout the month. What worked for us last week might not actually feel good this week. And we'll dive deeper into that shortly. Yet, society tries to erase these differences in the name of equality, convincing us as women that we should work, hustle, produce, and provide like men. We should date and pursue relationships like men. We should suppress our feminine qualities and instincts to succeed in a world built for men. And the result? We as women are more exhausted, anxious, depressed, hormonally imbalanced, and disconnected from our true selves than ever before. True equality means recognizing and valuing our differences, acknowledging that both men and women are equally valuable, equally worthy, and deserve equal respect because we each bring unique strengths to the table, but we are not the same. False equality pushes the idea that men and women are interchangeable, which forces women into a masculine mold that does not serve them. And why does this narrative exist? Because the push for sameness benefits the corporate world, productivity culture, and consumerism far more than it benefits the well-being of women. A woman who is constantly hustling will work more, spend more, and be too burnt out to question the broken system. And because this constant hustle and grind disconnects her from her body and true self, she becomes more susceptible to marketing tactics, buying into anything that promises to fix her. And the more she suppresses her feminine energy, the harder it becomes to attract a masculine man, creating more dissatisfaction in her relationships, which keeps her stuck on this hamster wheel, constantly hustling, competing, and working long hours because she feels she has to do it all on her own. She can't rely on a man because the men she keeps attracting are often in their wounded feminine energy, showing up as emotionally unavailable or unreliable. But here's the truth. When we stop trying to fit into a mold that wasn't made for us, that's when our true power starts to shine. When we as women start embracing our cyclical nature and stop trying to keep up with the men of the world, we become so magnetic, so powerful, so radiant, so confident, so healthy, and so deeply, deeply fulfilled in every area of our life. That's the truth society doesn't want you to see. So how do we do this? How do we get back in tune with the sacredness of our cyclical nature? We need to start fully embodying each phase of our menstrual cycle by honoring it with daily practices and rituals. There are 4 phases in the menstrual cycle. The menstrual phase is the first phase of the cycle, typically lasting around 5 days. This is when you bleed and when estrogen and progesterone are at their lowest and your body is shedding the uterine lining. Naturally, your energy will be lower during this time. So this is not a time to be out and about socializing, taking HIIT classes, or pushing through hustle culture. This is a time for deep solitude, introspection, rest, and renewal. Allow yourself to retreat and reflect, journal, practice restorative yoga, do light stretching or meditate, unplug and recharge, take a warm bath, curl up with a good book, and give yourself permission to slow down. At work, focus on low energy tasks like organizing, reviewing documents, or reflecting on past projects, since these allow you to work at a slower, more intentional pace. Take more breaks and, if possible, delegate tasks. Your body is asking for rest. Honor it. After menstruation, we shift into the follicular phase, which lasts around 7 to 10 days. Now you're coming out of deep rest. So use this phase to set intentions for the month ahead. Estrogen begins to rise, and so does your energy, creativity, and motivation. This is the time to start new projects, brainstorm ideas, and take action on creative pursuits. You'll feel more mentally sharp and inspired, so take advantage of it. Lean into movement that builds strength. The body is more resilient to stress during the follicular phase. Really great time to take a HIIT class, do some strength training, resistance training, cardio, dance. At work, this is a really great time for planning and strategizing, creative problem solving, and starting new projects. Then we move into the ovulatory phase, which lasts 3 to 4 days. This is when you are your most magnetic, most radiant. Your estrogen and testosterone peak, giving you the highest energy levels of the cycle. So this is your time to be seen. This is your time to be social. Put yourself out there. Take that interview. Go on that first date. You'll feel so much more confident, communicative, and attractive during this time. So use this energy to your advantage. Prioritize movement that feels energizing and fun. Strength training, HIIT, spin, or more intense cardio will feel amazing right now. At work, focus on leading meetings or presentations, networking and collaborations, pitching new ideas. This is your most outward-facing phase, so lean into it. After ovulation, we move into the luteal phase, which lasts around 10 to 14 days. Progesterone rises to prepare for a possible pregnancy, and estrogen starts to decline. Your energy will be higher in the first half of this phase, but gradually decline as you approach menstruation. This is the time to wrap things up, focus on detail-oriented tasks, and set boundaries. Prioritize movement that supports your nervous system. Think yoga, Pilates, light to moderate strength training, long walks in nature, or low impact cardio like cycling or swimming. At work, this is the best time for completing ongoing projects, organizing and decluttering, editing, reviewing, and fine tuning details. In the final days of this phase, you may feel more tired, introspective, and sensitive. Give yourself permission to say no to what drains you and prioritize rest before menstruation begins again. Honor what your body is asking for. This cyclical approach is your superpower. When you learn to work with your body rather than against it, you unlock so much more energy, creativity, and well-being than ever before. This is what true empowerment looks like. And when you start living in alignment with your nature, you become unstoppable. I really hope you found this helpful. If you're currently looking for one-on-one support on your hormone balancing or fertility journey, I invite you to book a free call with me to see if working together would be a good fit. I'll include the link in the description box below. And if you have any questions or requests for future videos, be sure to drop them in the comments. And if this resonated with you, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.